it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25 for Arkansas. Well, here's a look at the weather right now, but boy, it took a while to get to this point. Quinn Kesenick has more.
Yeah, the rain has abated, but earlier today, SEC and local officials making the decision to postpone this game 2 hours, that was a prudent decision because we got absolutely torrential storms, whether it was hail, massive amounts of water, wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour, but then those conditions have subsided. And Mark, I got to tell you what, this field has drained. I give it an A+ in terms of this surface.
Well, that's saying a lot with the weather that we've experienced over the last few hours. Razorbacks find a crease on the left side of that offensive line. Nice run by Mike Washington, brought down by Dalton Brooks. Washington with a spectacular week last week. Roddy had 131 on the ground.
Yeah, you get the center and the guard both pulling around and hand it off to the transfer from New Mexico State, Mike Washington, who has been an absolute renaissance man for this team, catching the football and running it, one of the best backs in the SEC.
Picked up 14, Green underneath to his tight end, Rohan Jones. Another transfer. He comes to them out of Montana State. We got a flag down to the field, though. Let's see if this play stands. Flag down at the 47-yard line of the Razorbacks.
Offense, number 83. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
It's going to go against the tight end, Jaden Platt, who was offsides.
It's actually offensive pass interference. Jaden Platt's lined up right here on the end of the line of scrimmage. He just goes up and collisions. It has a collision with the linebacker, and he gets the OPI call. As Jaden Platt, Rohan Jones, excuse me, kind of snuck in underneath. Unfortunate for Arkansas, because that was a nice play.
Yeah. So they push the ball all the way back to the 24-yard line. First and 25 now for Taylon Green. Brown in motion to the top of your screen. They keep it on the ground with Washington. Let's take a look at Chile's 3 impact players.
Well, it's on the Texas A&M side. Cassius Howell, one of the best edge rushers in the entire country. He's going to be an absolute force for this team, this Arkansas team, to deal with. Ruben Owens is going to get more carries with Le'Veon Moss's injury. And then Mike Washington, we've already seen how tough he is to tackle at 230 pounds. Arkansas is a big running football team. Washington and Taylon Green are the biggest parts of that.
They were in the game all last week against Tennessee. Green taking a shot down the sidelines. No flag, and now a late one thrown. Omega Blake was hand wrestling down the sidelines.
Defense number 4. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, includes an automatic first down.
That's going to go against Will Lee III.
You can see, I mean, it looked like Will Lee had that right arm. Yeah, you see the right arm of Omega Blake. Will Lee just holds it down, doesn't let him get that arm up in the air. And after the offensive pass interference for Arkansas, the defensive pass interference for A&M gets him to a new set of downs. Omega Blake, third leading receiver in the SEC, big-time deep threat for this Arkansas team.
Great target for Taylon Green, who on the season is completing 63% of his passes. They keep it on the ground. Washington bursting through the seam. Washington pop clutch all the way down to the 9-yard line. There's your impact player. Got a good block from the center, Caden Kiltler.
Watch the double team right here from these two players getting up, and then Mike Washington does the rest. It's a really nice job by Caden Kiltler of getting up to the second level. And how about the speed at 230 to make a move on Dalton Brooks, get up the field.
48-yard gain on the play. Here he is again. Washington crushed at the 4-yard line. Picked up about 6 on the play. Onyeta making the tackle.
Look at Mike Washington's numbers last week against Tennessee. I mean, his ability to not only run with physicality, but also make people miss and turn what should be a 10 to 15-yard gain into a 50-yard gain. I think that surprised even the Arkansas coaches. He and Braylon Russell form a dynamic duo in the backfield, and a big one as well, as Braylon Russell's almost 250.
On 2nd and goal, Washington with nowhere to go that time. Stopped up right at the line of scrimmage by Scooby Williams. Taylon Green with a couple of great weapons in Washington, and Omega Blake catching the football. And Green, a pretty prolific running threat himself, Roddy.
He's the 5th leading rusher in the SEC. I mean, this is a guy that can pick him up and put him down as well as any quarterback in the country. And when he opens up that stride, I mean, it is tough to catch him. This is a big 3rd down, and you talk about his legs, that becomes big on any 3rd down for A&M.
Green, he can escape, throws it up for grabs, and incomplete in the end zone. It'll be 4th and goal coming up. Good pressure by Brooks and Sanford. That time, Green unable to spin out of trouble, Roddy.
Well, you're going to see Dalton Brooks off this side and Damian Sanford on that side, 2 of the more athletic defenders on this A&M team. And even though Taylon Green's able to spin away from the first, Dalton Brooks' ability to redirect and get out there throws Green off. Damian Sanford's there, and you get an incomplete pass.
Scott Starzik from 22 yards out. 5 of 7 on the season. And knocks it through to cap a pretty impressive opening drive by the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Hogs have been held up in the pen all day after this weather delay of over 2 hours. Raucous. Yeah, call to Hogs. That's what they do here in Fayetteville and throughout the state of Arkansas. Scored a field goal on that 71-yard opening drive. Washington ran the ball 5 times for 71 yards. He had all the yards on that drive. And now we get a look at Marcel Reed and the Aggie offense. Reed last week against the Gators was 16 of 26 passing for 62%. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Roddy, he started the game in a very good flow, completed that long ball over the top, which helped them get out of the gate quickly.
Florida got off to a really hot start, and A&M needed Marcel Reed to match what DJ Lagway did early. He absolutely did that. Cooled off later in the game, but this offensive line really took over with their physicality and ability to run the football.
Razorbacks taking a little time to get lined up defensively. Reed completes the pass to Bethel Roman. Near side of the field, down to the 30-yard line, picked up 5. Marcel Reed, characterized by coaches and teammates as a very enthusiastic leader. People like to follow him. He is a connector, a very irradiant and ebullient personality, very bubbly, attracts a lot of people. Type of guy you want leading your football team. Hands it off on 2nd and 5. A gain of about 2 by Reuben Owens, brought down by Caleb Wooden. Remember, they're missing Le'Veon Moss, one of their top rushers.
And that is something to watch here. I mean, Reuben Owens tries to plant off that inside foot and just slips out from under him. Now, he didn't get his cleats in the ground at all there. So some of that probably on the running back as well. But it sets up a 3rd down. This is an A&M offense that likes to be in those 3rd and shorts, but anytime it's 3rd down, you have to find Casey Concepcion, their go-to receiver.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 7. Reed tucks it under, escapes, and is brought down, but he picks up the 1st down. Sori Jr. making the tackle on the play, but Marcel Reed ran for 5, which was just enough.
It's the legs of Marcel Reed here, and just enough ability to find a little crease and get out and get the 5 yards. He's not the most willing of runners. He's not a guy that every time he sees a gap is just going to take off. But they are being crafty enough to maneuver through the line of scrimmage, and it appears get the 1st down, although we're going to review the spot.
They're going to take a look at whether Reed was brought down before that 1st down marker. We have Jerry McGinn, our rules analyst, with us today. Jerry, tell us about some of the markers that have to be met here for him to be able to be given this 1st down. What do you see?
So at the first look, it appears his left elbow is down and the ball is just short of the line to gain. So I believe replay is going to bring this back.
So Jerry, from here's a little bit better angle. We'll see that left elbow down there. And I mean, it's hard to see exactly if
the runner was down with the ball a half yard short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down.
I was going to say, it's hard to see exactly how short, because I mean, I could have argued from that angle that the nose of the ball was touching the 35-yard line.
I'm with you.
The line to gain. So, I mean, Jerry, what do you think based on the last one we saw?
I still like the fact, I think replay did a great job stopping this. The ball is short of his left arm, and the left arm is barely even at that line to gain. So this is a very good pickup by replay.
All right, Jerry, they're going to go for it on 4th and short. They're 3 of 6 on 4th down on the season. And they'll pick it up. Reuben Owens, the second, will get the bulk of the carries today in the absence of Moss. We also expect to see Jamarian Morrow get some touches today, Roddy.
They've got a deep running back room. It's not just going to be Reuben Owens. We'll see Amari Daniels, Jamarian Morrow, who are both in the game right now, flanking Marcel Reed. 2 backs in the game for A&M. No tight ends. So different personnel grouping than we've seen so far today.
Morrow motions out of the backfield. Reed checks it down, complete underneath. Daniels with a nice move and a first down for the Aggies. 14-yard pickup by Amari Daniels out of Miami Central High School in South Florida.
Well, Mark, we've been waiting for a long time, but it seems like your vocabulary is already warmed up. Ebullient. You used that earlier. Overflowing with fervor, enthusiasm, or excitement. High-spirited.
You guys are really quick on the draw, man.
I mean, they got the Webster's Dictionary sitting out next to them. They know they have to.
Well, producer Kim Belton, boy, you got resources down there. A&M on their opening drive of the football game, keeping it between the tackles this time. Amari Daniels picks up 4, brought down by Quincy Rhodes Jr., who we had a wonderful meeting with yesterday prior to the football game. Young man who hails from North Little Rock, Arkansas, number 97 on that defense. He'll be a factor before the end of the day, one way or the other. Reuben Owens back in the ball game.
So, Mark, Arkansas has been playing with one safety in the middle, really dedicating a lot of numbers, a lot of bodies to the run game. That means man-to-man typically on the outside. At some point, A&M's going to challenge him down the field.
Offense number 4, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Well, they got enough weapons to challenge them down the field, Roddy, with Craver and Concepcion.
It's a dangerous game to play. You're going to see Reuben Owens right there with just the little subtle movement enough to get the false start call. But as you're saying, it's a dangerous game to play with Craver and Concepcion, but Marcel Reed has struggled hitting shots down the field.
Hands it off this time on the ground. Owens with another first down sprint for about 11 yards that time. And they move the sticks again.
Once again, you get a block here, and right up the middle goes Reuben Owens. It's a really nice job by this offensive line with a little bit of a stunt by the defensive line of Arkansas. Cameron Ball was lined up over the center. He goes to that left guard. It opens up a big hole up the middle.
Craver in motion. Reed hits Craver, made a good move, eluded one tackler, forced out of bounds, close to the 20-yard line. They're going to spot it back at the 24. There was a missed tackle by the nickelback Jordan Young, and another first down for the Aggies on the gain of 16.
Mario Craver, so dangerous after the catch. Number 1 in the country in yards after catch, and number 3 in the country in forcing missed tackles after making a reception.
Owens in the backfield. Play clock at 10. They fake the jet sweep. Downfield and nobody home, incomplete. He was trying to find his back. Reuben Owens. Covered well by Xavier Sori Jr.
Xavier Sori does a really nice job of reading the back out of the backfield. And Mike Elko, his offense really found their rhythm. Started fast last week, but late in the game it was that offensive line that controlled the line of scrimmage and let them run the football. Arkansas seems pretty dedicated to keeping that one safety in the middle of the field, and everybody else is down close to the line of scrimmage to stop the run.
On the play action downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Bethel Roman. Got in behind Kenai Walker. And the Aggies with the score. Boy, Marcel Reed with a dime drop there. He's one of the reasons why this is just one of 10 remaining undefeated teams, partner. They covered in plastic. Hey, I wasn't getting out of the car until that rain slowed down. I'm just going to tell you.
No, it wasn't. No,
it was coming down in every which direction.
Certainly wasn't either. It was like Forrest Gump. We had sideways rain. Yeah. It was even coming from the ground.
It was. Glad we're actually getting this game in, albeit a couple hours late. Great response by the Aggies on that opening drive of the game for them. And we're going to take another break as we look at how it looked yesterday here. Bone dry, and the names of Arkansas grads written on the sidewalks. Weather a little bit earlier here in Fayetteville.
Give credit to these fans for coming out. It looked bleak earlier.
Mike Washington in the backfield. Remember, he had all 71 yards on their opening drive that resulted in a field goal. Picked up about 2 there. Great story, Mike Washington. He transferred from New Mexico State. Because of his class schedule early, he had to get in some 5:30 a.m. workouts. Those were the only times and slots available for him. But in his first practice, he had a 50-yard carry on his first touch. First scrimmage, a 75-yard carry. And then in the second scrimmage, a 90-yard carry. Coaches said, I think we got something here. On second down, Green going to try and do it himself. Got to the edge and picks up a first down right around the 40-yard line. That's where Taylor Green can hurt you.
Well, let's talk some Mike Washington. The other part of that, this is on the last drive. You're going to get blocks up the middle, and Damian Sanford just plays the wrong side of this. Excuse me, that was Scooby Williams, the linebacker, plays the wrong side of the blocker coming at the linebacker, and there's a big hole that Mike Washington's able to explode through. The vision, but really the blocks at all 3 levels help spring that.
Green. There's a flag down, and Green is pushed out of bounds right around midfield at the 50, but this one's definitely going to come back.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
He's on the right tackle. Marion Harris against Cassius Howell.
So you're trying to tell me it was a good reason to hold?
I'm trying to tell you that 9 is tough to deal with.
Okay.
Wherever he is, finding Cassius Howell, who's got 8 sacks on the season. One of the absolute best in the country, starting to get some first-round buzz as well.
Wow.
And he was a backup a year ago with Shamar Stewart, Shamar Turner, Nick Scorton on that defensive line. They look to get him snaps, but he has not been a backup this year.
Nowhere to go up the middle that time for Mike Washington. Onyedum responsible for the loss of 4 as we go down to Quinn.
Both teams very much ready to play. Mike Elko of Texas A&M telling me that they got notification that the game was going to be delayed early enough, Mark, to push their pregame meal 2 hours down the road. So nobody down here is jonesing for energy.
I see what you did there, Q. Got to get the fuel timing just right. Pass complete just right at the 31-yard line. Caught by C.J. Brown. Good for 5 yards.
Yeah, usually you're so timed with your pregame routine, that pregame meal 4 hours before. So had they gotten notified too late, they would have had the pregame meal and maybe had to have an extra snack. But this is where Texas A&M has been phenomenal. They've only allowed 2 conversions on the last 34 third down attempts.
Wow. Green. Complete. Near midfield, but a little bit short of the first down. Raylan Sharp needed 1 more yard. Interesting scenario here. Do you take a shot at going or
You
not?
go for it. You've got a 230-pound back in Mike Washington. You've got the option of a 250-pound back in Braylon Russell. So they are bringing in extra tight ends now. 3 tight ends on the field for Arkansas.
Going to their mouse package, which is their jumbo package. Oh, they're going to throw it. Green under duress, incomplete, and the Aggies respond. Another 3rd down stop. That's just the way that defense operates. Sanford and Radcliffe applying the pressure on Talon Green. They tried to throw it, Roddy.
Yeah, this is made by Noah Mikel, who takes the tight end, or the fullback that's trying to sneak out of the backfield. Talon Green has nowhere to go with the football, and so he has to move up. Damian Sanford's getting after him, and then eventually Marcus Radcliffe is able to bring him down. But a really nice job by the freshman linebacker, Noah Mikel, of taking the fullback, Maddox Lassiter, out of the play as they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield.
Starting field possession pretty good here for the Aggies. Their 2nd possession of the football game. With just under 3 minutes to go, trying to remain undefeated and improve to 7-0 for the first time since 1994. Marcel Reed to pass. Comes underneath at the 45. To Borkercher, his tight end. Brought down at the 39-yard line. Picked up 10.
First down throw. You wonder if Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, is going to say, all right, if Arkansas is going to consistently have that many bodies in the box with 1 safety in the middle of the field, we'll be content to throw the football. The bottom of your screen, you've got one-on-one coverage. Will they go there?
Going to keep it between the tackles. Reuben Owens. Sorey Jr. making the tackle for the Razorbacks. 2-yard gain. It's up 2nd down and 8. Hey, coming up at 7:30 Eastern on ABC. And the all-new ESPN app. 6th-ranked Alabama hosts number 11 Tennessee at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Lots of really pivotal games, as always, in the SEC. As we look at some of the leaders in receiving yards. Craver, number 1 for the Aggies on the field right now.
Chris Brazzell from Tennessee, number 2. It's been a long time since they won in Tuscaloosa.
Going to keep it on the ground with Owens. And Owens coming up about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. Justice Boone, who might have played his best game of the season last week in that loss against Tennessee, making the tackle.
He's gotten A&M in a 3rd and short. And A&M likes to run the ball on these downs. This is where they want to be. They've got an excellent group of blocking tight ends. You've got a running back in Reuben Owens who can be really crafty. Chris Wilson, I would imagine, is going to sell out to stop the run.
Oh boy, they moved a little bit early. Somebody did. Wilson, the new defensive coordinator.
Offside. Defense number 95. Contact prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty results the 1st down.
Ian Jeffrard.
Watch our center. You got Mark Naboo, who takes the false start, and then, oh my goodness, he's been laid out.
Well, when Jeffrard starts that momentum moving forward, it's tough to put the brakes on, Roddy. He goes 370 pounds.
Well, he stayed there for about 10 seconds, absolutely selling it.
On the jet sweep, Concepcion all the way down to the 10-yard line. Got a good block on the outside from his tight end, Melon Orstrom.
Not only did he get a good block from Theo Melon Orstrom, Nate Berkacher was there, and also you had the back in the backfield, Reuben Owens, who got out front and got some. I tell you what, these tight ends, they ended up being called out by Mike Elko in his press conference this week for their performance a week ago, especially in the run game, but in the pass game as well. These guys, this is a really complete tight end room.
16-yard gain on the previous play. First down on the draw, about a 3-yard gain that time by Reuben Owens. Bradley Shaw, middle linebacker, making the tackle on the play.
What does Arkansas do to create some sort of negative play? They don't rotate a ton on the defensive line. You see those two big guys in the middle, Cameron Ball, number 5, and Ian Jeffrard, number 95. Those guys play a ton of snaps, and as you get late in these drives, they can get a little...
Threatening again in the red zone. Aggies leading 7-3. Reed rolls out, pulls, incomplete, and a flag down. Intended for the tight end, Melon Orstrom.
Holding, defense number 13. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. It includes an automatic first down.
Yeah, I think they got the wrong number. I think it was number 3, Larry Worth, that they were talking about. They called it on 13, Kanai Walker. But you had Larry Worth trying to cover Nate Burkature. Just had
the penalty was against number...
He had 2 hands around his waist.
Yeah, they announced number 3, but yeah, as Burkature tried to get inside, he grabbed the waist, as you said.
First and goal from the 3. Reed on the keeper, touchdown! Marcel Reed leaving defenders, looking at his shoe bottoms, winning that foot race to the pylon. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, the 12th of his career.
Does not run it as much as some other mobile quarterbacks, but when he does, they pick and choose his spots, and he can be lethal with the zone read game.
Put on 10 pounds of muscle during the offseason, but it hasn't slowed him down, Roddy. Self-described and described by the coaches as a rhythm shooter, in a pretty good rhythm right now on that 6-play 49-yard drive, using up a little over 3 minutes on the clock.
He has not been the most prolific passer and has not been the most consistent, but he plays winning football, Mark. His ability to scramble and create time for his guys down the field. Obviously what he does in the run game, he scored a touchdown last week on the first drive on a quarterback counter right up the middle. And when he's able to hit those deep balls, it really makes this crew dangerous because of the weapons they have, the offensive line he has in front. This is a guy that I think is continuing to get better week in and week out.
Yeah, the coaches, Roddy, talk about how much he's improved in a huge way in terms of his processing offensively. That last touchdown really quieting the crowd here at Razorback Stadium. And Arkansas will start off 1st and 10 from its own 25. A moment ago, Q with Coach Elko.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge that Talon is facing right now?
Well, he needs to keep his eyes downfield. We thought we had a really nice play on 4th down, and he just didn't pull the string. He needs to keep his eyes downfield.
This is that 4th down play. You had Rohan Jones going up the middle, and Dalton Brooks is trying to cover him from the backside, just gets over there late. And if Talon Green pulls the trigger, he has a ton of room to throw the ball down the field. Just lay it out there. He could have even gone to Maddox Lassiter up the sideline. That one may have looked a little more covered, but Rohan Jones wide open down the seam.
Sure was. Of course, that was Coach Petrino, not Coach Elko. Talon Green takes out his do-it-yourself kit, picks up the first down. I tell you what, those strides eat up a lot of real estate. They talk about a long strider. This would be it, right, Roddy? 33 yards.
It absolutely is. As he moves up in the pocket, the defenders clear out from his right side, and there is just a ton of yardage. This is one of the fastest quarterbacks in the country. Has gotten up to 21.4 miles per hour this season, and he can eat up yardage when he starts to pick him up and put him down.
From the 42, a yawning hole for Russell. Braylon Russell brought down at the 20-yard line. Marcus Ratcliffe saved the touchdown on the tackle. 21-yard gain.
I mean, they pull a puller from the backside, and you're going to get a block there on the edge. But Damian Sanford overruns the hole.
Green, incomplete. No flag intended for C.J. Brown. Let's go back to that last run.
Yeah, so you get a puller from the backside, but Damian Sanford is supposed to go here. He ends up bouncing out a little bit too far. Once that hole is created, he ends up a little too far outside and doesn't fill right on the butt of that double team. It opens up a hole for Braylon Russell, who's able to get a big gain out of it.
At the 21-yard line, second down. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen. They keep it on the ground and nowhere to go that time for Braylon Russell. Might have picked up a yard on the play. DJ Hicks making the tackle, so it'll be third down and long for the Razorbacks.
You wonder, with Arkansas struggles on defense all year long and Texas A&M's ability on offense to go down the field, if you're Bobby Petrino against the best third down defense in the country, do you consider this 4-down territory? I think you do, but let me tell you, you're going to have to deal with number 9, Cassius Howell, one of the best edge rushers in the entire country.
He drops off in coverage. Pass complete inside the 5 to Blake, and it's first and goal. Green with a decisive toss for 15 yards. And we got a player shaken up down in the field. Will Lee the third, the starting cornerback for the Aggies. One half of a couple of talented cornerbacks for the Aggies. Lee at 6'1", Des Ricks also at 6'1". We're going to take a short break. Come up for the Aggies starting cornerback. Meanwhile, folks, for 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to Allstate. So the Razorbacks able to convert on that long third down, a rarity against this Aggie defense. C.J. Brown split wide to the top of your screen. Mike Washington in the backfield. Green wisely throws it out of bounds. Good pressure from Cassius Howell.
Arkansas going for the end zone on that first down play action, knowing that A&M brings in a bigger personnel group. I mean, their DNA is running the football, and with Talon Green and his ability to run, 240-pound back in the backfield, and Braylon Russell, I expect them to try and run it a few times.
Russell still back there. They fake the jet sweep. They had a little malfunction at the junction that time on the handoff, and Damian Sanford, who's been everywhere, made the tackle on the play. Third and goal. And now Talon Green is slow to get up. That's KJ Jackson, the backup quarterback. Lefty out of Montgomery, Alabama. Boy, in a pall of silence enveloping Razorback Stadium here.
It looked like one of his legs got twisted up on that tackle by Damian Sanford, who did a phenomenal job of blowing up the mesh, kind of tackling the quarterback and the running back.
Yeah, he could have gotten either one on that
Could've.
play. We had a great visit with Damian Sanford last week down in College Station when we did their game against Florida. Let's take another look at it.
For Talon Green. So Damian Sanford ends up tackling the running back and then grabbing Talon Green. And he's going to fall on that right leg as he goes down. And just hope that everything ends up being okay. That left ankle in there as well, a concern, but
sometimes it doesn't matter how much tape you got on those ankles, man. I mean, that's a lot of force.
His socks are pretty low. I'm not sure those ankles are taped.
And Talon Green is going to come off the field. So we're going to get a look, in all likelihood, here at QB2, KJ Jackson, the redshirt freshman. He's only thrown the football 7 times all season.
Big physical freshman, 6'4", 225 pounds. And on 3rd and long against this A&M defense, how much trust does Bobby Petrino have in the sparsely used freshman?
We're going to find out. Mike Washington in the backfield. 3 receivers, 4 on this formation. A.J. Jackson going to throw it underneath, and stopped immediately is C.J. Brown. He got rocked by Will Lee, who announced his return to the game right there in a big way. He limped off just a few moments ago.
Limped off, and looked like he was favoring his shoulder when he went off the field. How about the freshman getting welcomed to the game by Cassius Howell, and then Will Lee tracking down the receiver from the right side of the formation all the way across to the left. The corner making a big stop.
So Scott Starzik will come into the game to try and attempt this field goal from 22 yards out. Made one earlier this afternoon from the same distance. Starzik knocks it through. But tangible and palpable concern for the future quarterback position for the Razorbacks, but Taylon Green helped off the field a moment ago. Back with more right after this break.
How about Texas Tech? They were playing Arizona State, who got Sam Levitt back. Baron Morton out for that game. He had a backup starting, and I mean, Will Howell had done a nice job so far, but it looks like they're struggling.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25. Let's check in with the studio.
All right, guys, got a couple of surprises going on for you right now. Ole Miss and Trinidad Chambliss. Touchdown to take the lead over Georgia. Georgia on the move right now, 35-33. Also another stunner going on in a minute, but Nate Frazier punches it in, 35-33. Also chaos in the group of 5. UAB up on Memphis in the 4th quarter.
Wow, the Blazers, Roddy.
That a UAB team that fired their head coach Trent Dilfer this week, beating a Memphis team that knocked off this Arkansas team earlier in the season and was one of the favorites. Group of 5 Memphis with South Florida next week. Look ahead spot for the Tigers, and it looks like they are going to have to, they're going to need to come back to get a win.
A little bit of a trap. Marcel Reed back to pass off the play fake, wide open at the 41. Caught and brought down at the 43 is Bethel Roman. 18-yard pickup as we take a look at what's happening with that group of 5. I mentioned Memphis 6-0. Navy also undefeated, and the Fighting Dan Mullins at 6-0.
Oh, Dan Mullen and that UNLV squad in his first year there, doing a nice job. But Memphis, Navy still in the running. Tulane cannot be considered out of it. South Florida as well.
A&M keeps it on the ground with Reuben Owens the second, picked up about 2 yards on the play. Cameron Ball making the tackle.
We've just been told UNLV is down to Boise State, down big. Maybe Boise trying to climb back into this thing. It's going to be interesting down the stretch. In a 12-team college football playoff era, one of those group of 5 teams is going to get a bid into the CFP. So if you're not watching those teams that we just highlighted and a couple more, you are missing out on a potential playoff team.
On 2nd down and 8. Concepcion in motion. Makes the catch or not. It hit the turf. Sold it pretty well. It'll be 3rd down and 8 coming up now for the Aggies.
Big thing for Arkansas, who's getting an entire line change of their front. That's 6 guys running off the field, 6 guys running on. They've got to find a way to get some pressure on Marcel Reed. On that big play to Ashton Bethel Roman just a second ago, he had an eternity to throw the football. And even if you get to the quarterback, he is crafty with his legs. Can they constrict the pocket enough to disturb him?
They scored a touchdown on each of their 2 possessions of the football game. On prolonged drives, Reed trying to keep this drive alive. They set up the screen underneath, complete, but short of the 1st down is Amari Daniels by that much. Looks like about ½ yard short. Maybe a little bit more than that. Jaheim Singletary making the tackle on the 7-yard run.
If you're Mike Elko, you go for it. I mean, no doubt. Just past midfield. Your defense is playing great. Offensively, the strength of this team is that offensive line. You put it on them. We got an extra lineman coming into the game, and Robert Borden. And they are bringing in all the beef for this 4th down.
Amari Daniels, the lone back. They're going to try and throw Reed into traffic, and they're going to blow it dead first. So we got a flag.
There's no foul for illegal formation. Prior to the snap, timeout was called by Texas A&M. It's their first of the half.
Ooh, they might have seen trouble. Mike Elko got the timeout just in time.
Casey Concepcion, who's the only receiver in the game to the field, was off the line of scrimmage, tried to move up. Is going to look at Taylon Green, who's walking around on the sideline, concerned about the availability of Taylon Green. 2nd down play down near the goal line just a second ago, gets rolled up. Damian Sanford making the tackle. Laid on the field for a bit. They were checking his lower body, one of those lower extremities. Was helped off the field with some assistance, and then went straight to the 10. Good to see him up and walking. Question is, can he run? Good to see him jogging as well, because speed, so much a part of his game.
Sure is.
Brace on that right knee that wasn't there before.
A&M had 5 players in the backfield, illegal formation, so Elko with good discernment to call that timeout to avert the penalty. 4th and short. And they're going to pick it up and then some. Ruben Owens II doing the honors. Picked up 5 on the play, and they move the chains.
The quickness of Ruben Owens in the backfield makes us. Xavier Sori, the linebacker, is going to come through free. Ruben Owens plants his foot, gets away from the linebacker penetrating, and is able to get up the field behind those tight ends to the left side of the formation. Nice job by the running back of making a man miss in the backfield.
Owens getting the bulk of the carries in the absence of Moss. Reed with a clean pocket. There's a flag down. Reed made a move, but brought down nicely in the open field by Sori Jr.
Holding, offense number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
This one's going to come back.
Ruben Fothery. There's Quincy Rhodes Jr. and Fothery right here. As Quincy Rhodes engages, Marcel Reed's going to scramble, and Fothery just doesn't let go of the defensive end, gets the holding call. Had a nice visit with Quincy Rhodes yesterday, who has been a really good pass rusher off the edge, but it's been a while since he's had a sack. No sacks in the last 2 games for the big defensive end.
Reed going to throw it. Comes underneath in midfield, complete. And out to the 45 is Mario Craver. We're talking about Quincy Rhodes. Says he likes to listen to that old, you know all about that Atlanta crunk, that dirty South music, Lil Jon.
He started saying, like, I listened to the old school, and we said, what? He said that the crunk music from the clubs in the early 2000s. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, Lil Scrappy. We started naming out songs, and he was like, yeah, that's my stuff. And so we had to get it going up here in the booth a little bit during the rain delay to get us going.
Yeah, all of 6'6". Imposing presence down in the field. 11-yard pickup on the previous play. Reed takes off, made a good move and lunges forward to the 33-yard line. Close to another 1st down, picked up 8. Steven Dix Jr. is still looking for his shoes because he got faked nicely.
Steven Dix Jr. had help to the outside and had Marcel Reed squared up. It was like, now you see him, now you don't, from the quarterback, who his legs have been a big part of the game plan today. And Steven Dix has him there. Little plant, little slip, and he's able to get close to the 1st down.
Morrow in the backfield gets the call. And Morrow with about a 3-yard gain. Under 7 minutes to go here in the opening half. Texas A&M leading by 8. Mark Jones, Ronnie Jones, Quint Kesnick down to the field on a game that, if you're just joining us, went through a 2-hour rain delay, weather delay, thunder delay, lightning delay, hail delay. Did I miss anything? Winds? I saw Dorothy and Toto blowing through in the sky.
Say, you're going to keep going down. We're going to get to the plague eventually.
On the play action, Reed, back shoulder fade, complete, incomplete. Dropped at the last minute by Bussey. Had it and then let it go. But we have a flag down at the play nonetheless.
No, I think it was
that's a mouthpiece.
Mark. Yeah.
Not bad.
The yellow mouthpieces.
Talked about the weather earlier today. We had some hail. Haven't seen that in a while.
You don't get a lot of that in South Florida?
On those 84-degree days, nah. Reed hands it off to Morrow. They were trying to make Morrow a bigger part of the game plan in the backfield.
This Arkansas defense, though, has to find a way to get off the field on this 3rd down. They've given up touchdowns on each of the last 2 drives. They've got to figure out a way on this 3rd and long to force A&M into a long field goal attempt. It's going to start with keeping Marcel Reed in the pocket. Do not let his legs pick up this 1st down.
Got a flag down.
Delay a game. Defense number 7 for clapping. It's a disconcerting signal. The 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Reveille taking it all in.
Bradley Shaw is going to be right in the middle of your screen, and he's trying to check. He's looking left, can't get the attention. He's trying to get the attention of someone to his right and claps to try and get some kind of communication to him. But clapping is reserved for the offense. Can't do that defensively. It turns a 3rd and 7 into a 3rd and 2 and some change. It's a long 2, but a 3rd and short. Just a mental error, mental lapse by the middle linebacker.
Reed on the out, completed the 20 and stopped immediately is Concepcion. I want to go back to something. You said clapping is reserved for the offense?
Yeah, so obviously so many of these offenses go with clap cadences. And so defenses have been taught and told, and the referees have put in the rule book that clapping is a disconcerting signal. If you get a player in the secondary clapping, then maybe you get away with it. But in that front 7, if you hear or if you have a clap from the defense, it's going to be a disconcerting signal. As we learned, there are different ways to clap. Kirby Smart taught us that last week.
Reed underneath, nobody near him. Concepcion pushed out of bounds at about the 3. They'll actually spot it at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Aggies. 19-yard pickup by the team's leading receiver. And Petrino's defense under heat right now.
A progressive pylon cam. We got Casey Concepcion almost. I thought he might try and lay out, get in the end zone. Taylor Green on the bike trying to loosen up that knee. Watching A&M once again move the ball inside the 5 on that Arkansas defense.
13th play of the drive. They hand it off to Owens. No signal. He stopped up short of the end zone. Inside the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal. Texas A&M has already scored on both of its previous offensive possessions. This would be 3 for 3.
The ruling of the runner being short of the goal line is under video review. Timeout.
Oh, they're going to take another look at this. See if Reuben Owens got into the end zone.
The review pretty quick there. Looked like Reuben Owens got turned at the goal line. Question is, did any part of the ball break the plane of the goal line before he gets in? usually tough to tell with these piles. Can we find the football enough? Not from that angle. Again, no shot of the ball.
Let's bring in Jerry McGinn, our rules analyst. Jerry, what do you see on this?
Well, the ruling on the field is that the runner is short, so they're going to need indisputable video evidence to overturn that. And the looks that we're getting right now, it appears that it is short, that it is not over that plane at the goal line. So I believe they're going to uphold it.
It's the shot that we have is just a little bit into the end zone. Jerry, what does that do to the view when the camera is just, you know, maybe a yard inside the end zone? Does that push the ball back?
It actually kind of brings it kind of forward a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, they really need the shot right down the goal line. They don't have that. So I'm thinking everything is going to stand the way it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking the call on the field is going to be upheld as well. Although, I mean, on that shot, it looked like it was pretty close. It might have touched the plane.
After review, the ruling in the field is upheld. The runner is short of the goal line. It's second down. The game was stopped at 3 minutes, 42 seconds. Please reset the game clock at 3:42.
I just want to say this. With all the technology we have in the world today, with all massive humanity there, can't we like put a microchip in the football and have an electric signal go out when it crosses the goal line to take the guesswork out of it?
In this economy?
I don't know, use some AI or something.
I mean, yeah, look,
it's a very human element of officiating.
we still got chains on the sideline there.
3:42 to go.
You know, I think that there's a good call to uphold it.
Do it again. Reed. Room service, touchdown, Borkature. Made it look easy. And the Aggies are 3 for 3, scoring touchdowns on all 3 possessions. The number 4 team in the country rolling right along.
Nate Borkature lines up right there, and then he comes across, and all the defenders of Arkansas are sucked in on the play action. Borkature just slips out into the flat. As you said, room service. This Arkansas defense has had a tough time all year long, and they are having a tough time today keeping A&M out of the end zone.
21-6 on Borkachure's second touchdown catch of the season. The Aggies looking to go 7-0. Welcome back, everyone. This is the SEC on ESPN. You're watching ESPN College Football presented by Chili's. And Q will give us an update shortly on Taylon Green, whose Razorbacks will get the football here in a moment after this kick. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. Q, what do you have for us?
Taylon Green is back on the field after an extended stay in the medical tent where they were looking at his knee. He emerged about 10 minutes later with a knee sleeve on, did some agilities, did some planting drills, and then did some soft toss. So Taylon Green is back in the game. One thing, Mark, we haven't seen from him, having fun, smiling, relaxed, loose, not uptight. Bobby Petrino telling us that's a key to his success. When he's just out there having fun, he plays his best.
Green fires. That'll put a smile on his face. A little fun and run by Blake on the other end of that throw. And a 1st down for the Razorbacks. What do you make of that throw and the way he moved around?
I was going to say, at the top of that drop, hits it, pushes off that leg that has the knee sleeve on it to step into that throw. It looked very good. It looked textbook. And so you hope there's no residuals. There's nothing that'll limit him going forward with that knee.
From the 40. They hand it off to Mike Washington. Ran up the back of his own offensive lineman and no gain on the play. DJ Hicks making the tackle for the Aggies. And now Mike Washington is a little slow to get up. 6'2", 228 out of Utica, New York.
Number 52 for the... He gets absolutely blown up. That's Caden Kilter, gets absolutely blown up by Torian York. That's what happened. I mean, York 21, he's coming around and just meets the center and pushes him into Mike Washington.
Wow.
And then Washington banged up at the end of that one. Torian York with the physicality.
One of the real verbal and spiritual leaders of that Aggie defense. And boy, The inauspicious hits just keep on coming for the Razorbacks. First Green, who fortunately is back, went into the 10, and now Mike Washington, RB1, goes into the 10. Braylon Russell on the field in his absence. They come with a pressure. Green got him in. Complete at the 40. His tight end, Rohan Jones. 1st and 10.
Rohan Jones right up the seam. You get a safety in the middle of the field. Taylor Green gets it over Cassius Howell and down to the explosive Rohan Jones. The transfer from Montana State has been a big play receiver for this team this year.
Green moving around pretty well and tiptoes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. He'll lose about 4 on the play. Live to play another play, and that will get us to the 2-minute timeout. With the Razorbacks trailing 21-6. But a promising drive when we come back from this. Right now looking at a 2nd down and 11 for Arkansas. Steps up, going to try and run. And his knee looks pretty good. Green finds Pater. Touchdown Hogs. A moment ago, we were questioning his fitness level and his health, the result of that leg injury. Well, he answered a few questions there with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. A 27-yard sprint into the end zone. And we have a 1-possession football game, partner. Pretty much, you were saying they had to score there.
It was a big touchdown for Arkansas. They needed a score, and this was right before that 2-minute timeout. Taylor Green, after a scramble, comes up. He's grimacing, he's wincing, knowing that pressing off that knee, pressing off that leg is tough and it hurts, and he's gritting his teeth saying, I'm okay, and he showed it. First opportunity. The rush gets a little too far up the field. There's a little too much space. He gets a great block from Braylon Russell. And man, he's feeling it now. Come on, give me more, give me more.
21-13. Remember, Texas A&M is going to get the football to start the 3rd quarter. Crowd here ready to flex a little bit after that touchdown run by Taylor Green. Remember, this is a team looking to snap out of its 4-game losing streak. They had a coaching change, bye week, and then this is now their first home game since Bobby Petrino became the interim head coach.
And Mark, you always wonder after a coaching change, after firing of a coach, how will the team respond? They fought last week at Tennessee, came up 1 score short, but they never quit, and it feels like that's going to continue this week.
And now a quick word from Cheez-It.
Okay, Cheese. 50-yarder for the win.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Icy kicker.
Something better. Terry.
Did you just get hired?
Dude entered the portal and came out a legend. Want it, need it, cheese it.
1:51 to go. Aggies with the football, 1st and 10. They have scored a touchdown on every offensive possession so far in the first half.
And 151 with 3 timeouts is an eternity. Excuse me, 2 timeouts for A&M is an eternity of time. You don't want to give Arkansas the ball back, though, and go a quick 3 and out. So will A&M opt to be a little conservative until they get that first down?
Reed to the short side of the field, complete to Melvin Orstrom. He was brought down almost immediately. Gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Julian Neal.
And it was a really nice job, Mark, by the Arkansas defense, because they contacted Theo Melvin Orstrom inbounds and then ended up throwing him out of bounds, which, if you're able to get a stop here, could preserve some time.
Second and 9. And Reed is going to be brought down for a loss. Back at the 22. Xavier Sori Jr. was not fooled at all. A loss of 5 on the play.
Little surprise, Bobby Petrino not calling a timeout. You got a 3rd and 14, but the building's excited because of this. From the progressive pylon cam, you get a block down the field from receivers, and here comes Taylor Green. Tightrope in the sideline and getting into the end zone. He's excited, and if this defense is able to get a stop on this 3rd and 14, you're going to get the ball back with 3 timeouts.
They've got to get to the 35 to get the first down. They run a little receiver screen underneath, complete to Craver, but far short of the first down. 4th and about 6 to go. And a punting situation for Texas A&M. It's the first time they haven't taken it all the way down the field and scored a touchdown since this game started.
0-5-3. Thank you.
So with a little time to go, 53 seconds to go, Arkansas going to get the football. What's the thinking here, partner?
Well, I think you're being aggressive. You're trying to get Taylor Green some easy reads. The thing you have to do the most is protect. But if you're Texas A&M, you've had success up front rushing the passer, getting past blocks, but you haven't had success tackling Taylor Green in the backfield. He's been able to scramble. At that last play, Cassius Howell beats the offensive tackle right off the bat, but it created a giant hole. So the question is, how aggressive is Texas A&M going to be going after the quarterback?
Remember, Bobby Petrino, offensive guru and quarterback whisperer, has his guy primed for a big one today. Tyler White into punt. The first punt of the afternoon. Cam Shanks standing in his own 26 for the Razorbacks. They came after it a little bit. Shanks fields it cleanly at the 30. And he's brought down right there where he caught it. A 41-yard punt, nothing on the return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Taylor Green with 43 seconds to go. More than enough time to get into field goal range. Hey, we have a Week 7 Monday Night Football doubleheader. Bucks Lions at a special start time of 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and ABC. Then Texans Seahawks on ESPN, both available on ESPN Deportes and the all-new ESPN app. Coverage kicks off at 3 Eastern with NFL Live at Ford Field, followed by Scott Van Pelt and the Monday Night Countdown crew. Green out of the shotgun. Checks it down to the 35 to Mike Washington. Good to see Mike Washington back in the football game. We saw he was shaken up a moment ago. Picked up about 7.
Yeah, no doubt. And on that first play with Ryland Kennedy, one of the defensive ends, spying. He only rushed 3 players at Taylor Green. But Kennedy spying Taylor Green to make sure that there's somebody there if he decides to scramble.
Green threw that incomplete near midfield, intended for Sharp. Stops the clock with 31 seconds to go. 3rd and 3 coming up.
We're dealing with these 2 edge rushers, Deion Hayes and Cassius Howell, is an absolute task for this offense. Cassius Howell, 8 sacks on the season, and he's created some pressure today. Big 3rd down here for Arkansas.
Hogs better keep an eye on number 9. Keep it on the ground, and they're going to pick up first down and then some. Washington bursting across the Arkansas plain, all the way down to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal with 19 seconds to go. Jordan Shaw saved a touchdown on that 57-yard run up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Wow, what a run.
Well, one way to deal with Cassius Howell is just run a little zone read. Howell takes the quarterback. Mike Washington gets on the edge, and then it's all about the blocks downfield. Picks up a couple of them. Nice job by C.J. Brown down the field to help him spring a little more. Green's eyes directly on Cassius Howell, knowing that he's going to be aggressive. And Mike Washington makes Marcus Radcliffe miss in the hole. And then the blocking downfield. They say blocking downfield makes good runs, great runs, and you saw it there. A couple blocks on the perimeter to get them down inside the 10-yard line.
That's the third 100-yard rushing game of the season for Washington. 6 of his career. Boy, after a 2-hour-plus weather delay, hail, thunderstorms, high winds, we got a real football game here now. An atmosphere as well. Crowd on its feet collectively. 18 seconds to go. First and goal, Arkansas.
And Arkansas has the ability to run the football with 18 seconds because they've got those 2 timeouts. So if you want to run the ball, you have plenty of time to run the ball, call one of those timeouts. You can even do it twice if you wanted to.
Sharp in motion. Green surveys. Backside pressure. And he wisely throws it out of bounds.
Quarterback is outside the tackle box. The ball landed beyond. It's an incomplete pass.
You heard the explanation outside the tackle box. Ball went beyond the line of scrimmage. Second and goal. They'll run it back.
And I think if you're Bobby Petrino, you're telling Taylor Green now, we want to have 3 more chances. Second down, third down, and then potentially a field goal. If it's not there, throw it away quick so you don't waste 7 seconds. Now the clock becomes a big factor in this.
Green looking into the end zone. Got to do something with it. Makes a move. Fires. Touchdown, Blake. Omega. Two seconds to go in the first half. And a furious rally at the end of the half by the Razorbacks. Makes it a 1-point contest.
So it's a wonderful job by Taylor Green of making it count. I mean, there were 11 seconds left on the clock when that ball was snapped. There was a chance the clock was going to run out. He sure did, but it's a good job of protecting early for this offensive line. Then when it breaks down, Taylor Green makes Albert Regis miss and finds Omega Blake. The strong hands by Blake reaching up behind him, plucking that out of the air. Bobby Petrino was probably on the sideline thinking, we got to get it quick. We got to get something right away so that we don't waste a ton of time. But you can take 9 seconds on a play if it means a touchdown in that situation. And this is a new ball game. 1-point game going into halftime.
Wonder if Taylor Green is smiling and having fun now. That's what Bobby Petrino and the offensive staff wanted him to do. Arkansas with 14 points in the last 1 minute and 49 seconds.
It felt like A&M was going to run away with this thing. Arkansas's defense couldn't get a stop. The offense kept stalling on 4th downs or getting stopped in the red zone. Now Arkansas with all the momentum going into halftime.
And a big hit to end the first half. Big energy here. Coming into the ball game at 6-0. They haven't been 7-0 since 1994. Cautiously, and I underscore and underline cautiously optimistic about this season. Their adage this year is finish. They are playing the long game. Marcel Reed will take it 1st and 10 from zone 25-yard line. Let's go down to Quint.
I walked off the field after that second quarter with a concerned Texas A&M coach Mike Elko. Talked about their run fits on 1st down from the linebacker position, but this game comes down to the Aggies stopping Taylor Green. He basically flat out said, we've got to keep him in the pocket and we've got to tackle him. That's a lot easier said than done because Green and his athleticism from and around the pocket has got this whole stadium believing right now, Mark. This place is electric. It's filled with life like I haven't seen in the last 3 years.
It's a vibe right now here. 1st and 10 for the visitors. Marcel Reed Goes through his progression, finds his tight end underneath for a first down out to the 37, Borkature. Well, this is the first home game for the Arkansas Razorbacks since they made the coaching change. Bobby Petrino, who actually was at Texas A&M a couple of seasons ago as an offensive coordinator, the interim head coach for Arkansas.
Talk about belief. Bobby Petrino has changed up a few little things since being named the interim head coach. Has declared he wants to be considered for the full-time head coaching job. And his team's playing for him.
Reed stepping up in the pocket, going to take off. Got a good blocker in front of him, and real estate. Marcel accelerating down to the 15. He turned loose. A huge run by Marcel Reed, covering 46 yards.
Well, he drops back to pass. Go ahead and run it, guys, because it's a good initial rush. And then freeze it right here. The vision of Marcel Reed is right in this hole as Quincy Rhodes ends up getting a little out of his rush lane and then a massive amount of space. Marcel Reed makes a cut to the sideline and makes Arkansas pay.
Longest run this season for him. On the play fake. Late pressure coming into the end zone. Caught and touchdown by Concepcion. That's how you seize the momentum back. Sixth touchdown catch of the season for KC Concepcion.
Goes up and absolutely snags it out of the air ahead of the safety, Caleb Wooden. And you talked about getting the momentum back. That's how you do it if you're Texas A&M.
The transfer from North Carolina State University with the touchdown catch. Two big plays, and it's 28-20 for the Aggies.
Marcel Reed, his receiver just gets one-on-one with the safety. He breaks out, and from the progressive pylon cam, you can see the elevation by KC Concepcion going up and absolutely snagging the football out of the air. A couple big plays for Texas A&M. They only had one play over 20 yards in that first half. That Marcel Reed burst down to the end zone, or down inside the 20-yard line, gets him there, and you saw the stat. 86% of KC Concepcion's receptions go for either a first down or a touchdown. That's most in the country for receivers with over 20 receptions.
Well, the C in KC stands for clutch, I guess. That's what you're trying to tell me when you talk about those numbers. 8-point lead for the Aggies. The number 4 team in the country. Home team trying to snap that 4-game losing streak. Return from the 5. It's Rodney Hill. Hill takes it out to the 25-yard line. Well, some ways, sometime you gotta dance to your own beat sometimes to get yourself ready, Roddy.
Everybody warms up in different ways. This is very similar to the way you and I had to warm up during that 2-hour delay. A little music, a little dancing.
I think KC told us last week it was a little NBA young boy, or a little baby.
He's got the same playlist as you do.
Hey, he might be up in the video next time if he keeps playing like that. 28-20. Washington on 1st and 10 between the tackles, down to the 27-yard line. Onyedum with good penetration up the middle defensively. Sets up 2nd down and about 9 to go.
Arkansas's offense with 36 yards in the first quarter, 135 in the second. Most of that coming on the last 2 drives where they were able to score a couple of touchdowns.
Green out of the backfield, incomplete to Washington. He saw Des Ricks coming out of the corner of his eye. Incomplete. Sets up a 3rd down and 9, and we all know about how proficient that Aggie defense is on 3rd down. Number 1 in the country.
Yeah, and the big thing that you have to do is find Cassius Howell. Where is number 9, and what do you do to contend with them? The back for Arkansas is to that side to give you the ability to chip if you need to help.
We're able to contain Howell. High throw complete, but short of the first down. Damian Sanford made the stop on Mike Washington. Gain of about 2 on the play, so a quick 3 and out for the Razorbacks to start the third quarter. Devin Bale comes in to punt.
Texas A&M dropped into his zone. It was really good protection by that Arkansas front. They need to be commended for that, but the coverage downfield was too much for Taylon Green to be able to find a receiver, and A&M continues to be excellent on these 3rd and longs.
Concepcion does have a punt return for a touchdown this year of 80 yards. Bale with the punt. Boy, hesitated. Looked like he was pondering, thinking of taking off. Concepcion with the fair catch back at the 16-yard line. Nonetheless, a 55-yard boot. Justin Jefferson with his flight school. Jaden versus Dak. Part of that NFC East showdown coming up. And Randy's best catches. You got Moss Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, remember, it was Dak that kind of popularized that hip warm-up quarterback swivel thing, right, Roddy?
He was the first one that was caught, and that's a good list to be on with Dak Prescott and Johnny Manziel for Taylon Green. Hips look a little tight there for Taylon.
Got to keep him loose. Reed, meanwhile, has hit on his last 7 passes in a row. Make that 8 underneath to number 2, Terry Bussey, all the way out to the 40-yard line. Talk about Taylon Green bringing some pretty good company. Saw the graphic a moment ago. 5 straight games with 200 passing yards and 50 rushing yards. With Dak Prescott and Johnny Football played down in College Station, the team on the field right now. Owens and Morrow in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Morrow. Spins back and brought down after a gain of about 6 by Larry Worth.
Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator for Texas A&M, is really high on Jamarian Morrow. Felt really strongly that they needed to get him the ball more. Scored a touchdown last week through the air on a little running back corner out of the backfield. They were looking to hit him on a wheel just on that play just a second ago to Terry Bussey, but I really love his short area quickness. A lot stronger than you would think for a guy who's 5'9", 205 pounds.
Play clock down to 5. Reed. And they ran out of real estate down the sideline. Concepcion made the catch, but way out of bounds. Setting up a 3rd down and 4 to go. And a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 10. 15-yard penalties from the previous spot and includes an automatic first down.
Wow, roughing the passer.
On Xavier Sorey. Ball's gone for Marcel Reed. Takes an extra step. There's not much there, but I mean, in this day and age, you take a little bit of an extra step and push the quarterback. It's going to be called roughing the passer. So I don't love it, Mark, but
I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice.
We're soft now, but it's called soft, and so it's going to be, you know, it's going to be what it is. By the letter of the law,
yeah,
probably excessive. So sure, roughing the passer.
Hey, at least they didn't upgrade it to a misdemeanor.
Yeah, exactly.
Reed.
Flagrant too.
High for Concepcion, who took some smoke on the other end of that from Miguel Mitchell.
It's a good job. Speaking of calls now, I mean, Marcel Reed throws what we call a hospital ball, which is one that used to get you sent to the hospital, and Miguel Mitchell actually does a good job of pulling up.
Yeah.
He could have absolutely unloaded on the receiver, but having had targeting in effect for as many years as we have, it's trained these defenders to not take those shots when you have the opportunity.
That was Reed's first miss in the last 9 attempts. He's going to hand it off to Morrow. Pardon me, E.J. Smith, the son of Emmitt Smith. A couple of yards shy of the first down, picked up 8. Setting up a 3rd down and 2.
This is the part of the game that last week against Florida, this A&M offensive line really took control. E.J. Smith, we were told, was going to get more carries, carried the ball well at the end of the game last week against Florida. But his ability to break tackles and the toughness that he runs with makes him trust it.
Got to get to the 28 to move the chains. Lorstrom in motion. Smith across the formation. Got the first down. Put his hat down and put some heads to bed. Wow. Some hard running. Imperious stepping by Emmitt Smith. E.J. Smith. Pardon me, 13 yards. Wow.
Trey Zune, the left tackle, gets a tremendous block coming around, and E.J. Smith is going to follow it and just hit it on the hole that opens up. I mean, Trey Zune is able to find the little bit of space, get through there. It's actually a really good job by the right side of that offensive line to create the hole.
Reed hands it off again. Smith again down inside the 15 to the 14. Cameron Ball with a 3-yard gain on the play. E.J. Smith, the transfer from Stanford University.
Older, experienced grad transfer. It just gives them depth. And with Le'Veon Moss out, we knew we were going to see Owens, Daniels, Morrow, and Smith. They got a whole stable of running backs that they can just roll in, but none of those backs in the game right now.
They go empty. Reed into the end zone, taking a shot. Incomplete, batted away by Julian Neal, intended for Concepcion. Q.
Arkansas D-line, hands on hips. They are gassed right now. Cam Ball, an interior defensive tackle, had to come out of the game. You'd see him huffing and puffing, going up against this Texas A&M offensive line, Roddy, which is one of the best in the country. That's their identity, these big guys up front.
And Ian Jeffrard, 380 pounds. Cameron Ball, 325, playing a ton of snaps right now. Caleb James, 99, and defensive tackle, 275 pounds.
Owens motions out of the backfield, middle screen, and stopped up short of the first down. Concepcion made the catch, so the Razorback defense holds, courtesy of Stephen Dix Jr., who made the tackle. That was the 8th play of the drive. As Q mentioned, the fact that they were a little bit gassed down there in the field. They've been on the field a lot here in this third quarter.
They have. They've been on the field a lot the whole game, as Arkansas has had a tough time getting off the field. But now it sets up a field goal attempt for Randy Bond, who's had his struggles this year. Missed one a week ago against Florida.
Bond. They've been imbuing him with confidence all week. Getting his swag back. And trying to stay undefeated with a strong early showing here in the second half. Scored a field goal and a touchdown in the first 7+ minutes of this third quarter. And it'll be 1st and 10. There's going to be a penalty, so they'll bring it out to the 35-yard line. And
free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Arkansas.
Hey, Roddy, you know, I usually do promos. This is F1. This is you. You handle this.
It'll be my pleasure.
Go ahead.
The next stop on the F1 schedule is the U.S. Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Sunday, 3 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. Our pre-race coverage begins at 1:30 Eastern. Max Verstappen on pole. And speaking of speed, if you had a race of all the quarterbacks in the league, or excuse me, in the country, Taylon Green would be on the podium. 3rd fastest quarterback in the country.
21.4 is moving. They got to move out of trouble here. And he's brought down at the 37-yard line. Picked up a couple of yards on the run. Onyedem making the tackle from behind. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Texas A&M on the first 2 drives has done a much better job of containing Taylon Green, but it's a task that you have to do on a down-in, down-out basis. You're Arkansas, you've had your opportunities and you've created big plays in the run game over the course of this contest.
They're going to run it. And a nice move by Washington to pick up the first down. They'll move the sticks. Mike Washington, the transfer from New Mexico State. And he's made a really nice assimilation, a nice adjustment to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
It really has. And the thing that makes this run game go, the offensive line consistently just strains. They fight and claw, and even though they're not perfect, by staying on those blocks, the running backs who are talented can make cuts off of them.
They go empty, 5 receivers. Green, Brown with the catch and the first down, brought down at the 40-yard line. And they move the sticks again.
It's a Texas A&M defense that usually likes to play man coverage, but because of the success of Taylon Green's legs, if you're playing man and he breaks contain, there's nobody there looking at the quarterback, so you play zone so everybody's watching, but that means there's spaces for receivers to settle into.
Playing a tempo game, pressure coming. Green outrunning the pressure. Green tiptoes out of bounds at about the 32. Let's see where they spot it. Deion Hayes, the transfer from Colorado, in pursuit.
Well, Jordan Shaw is going to blitz from the right side, and he's going to come free, and Taylon Green just spins deep out of the pocket and breaks the contain. I mean, Texas A&M had this drawn up perfectly. You got a free rusher, you got a defensive end getting up the field. Doesn't matter when you have a guy that runs 21.4 miles an hour at the quarterback position.
Good enough for 8 yards. Gets it out quick. Caught at the 25-yard line. That's Blake. And a flag down right there at the 25.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 2.
Oh, wow.
Half the distance added to the end of the run and includes an automatic first down.
That attacks for more yardage on this play.
Mike Elko and defensive coordinator Jay Bateman trying to find answers for Taylon Green. If you blitz him, he's able to get out. Gonna get the face mask like on the defensive line, right up in the face of the guard.
In the red zone at the 13-yard line. Backs in the offset eye. They give it to the big fella Russell. Puts his hat down and makes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. An 11-yard gain, 1st and goal, Razorbacks.
Whoever's in charge of the fireworks is a little quick there. They shot off the fireworks thinking he got in the end zone, but the big back who was lined up at the fullback position gets the inside handoff and gets down inside the 5. Now I think you're just going big, playing big on big football, try and get this one in the end zone.
Lassiter, the lead back. Russell, the deep back. And they punch it in the end zone. Green doing it himself. Razorback score. Green with his second rushing touchdown of the afternoon.
Set the game clock to 4 minutes, 28 seconds. The touchdown was scored with 4:28.
And another meeting perhaps with that championship belt, even though they trail by 5. Four-point football game with 4:28 to go. Playing like a champ. Got the belt right now to prove it, but plenty of football to go.
Ole Miss on the road at Georgia, no shame there. UNLV losing to Boise. How about Texas Tech? Without their starting quarterback, losing to Arizona State. Can Texas A&M survive and remain as one of the undefeateds?
That was tonight's playbook, brought to you by Flyhouse.
Let's talk about some tight end blocking. And Nate Borkature and Theo Mellon-Orstrom get nice blocks in the perimeter, as does Ruben Owens, the running back. Springs Casey Concepcion to get them down inside the 10. That led to a touchdown, and Forfeiture getting involved again. The play action sucks in a couple of Arkansas defenders. Forfeiture is able to get to the edge and get in the end zone on an easy pitch and catch. This A&M offense has scored on 5 of its 6 drives today.
Each team with only 1 punt, interestingly enough. Nice run in traffic by Ruben Owens II, who last week in their win against Florida ran for 51 yards. Are you surprised that they're running the ball this well without Le'Veon Moss?
No, this offensive line is the strength of the team. And Ruben Owens, who was hurt last season, coming off of a foot injury, wasn't himself until a few weeks into the season. And Mike Elko said that he started to look really good as of late. He's got a deep and talented running back room.
On the run and over midfield, Ruben Owens. Well, Texas A&M has gone through a procession of some pretty significant injuries going back to 2023 that have been untimely. Not that there's ever a good time for them, but now they're dealing with Moss's absence, but they're expecting him back in several weeks. E.J. Smith, part of the core of running backs, filling in for him.
A lot of guys are on the line of scrimmage for Arkansas. One-on-ones on the outside.
Smith dances between the tackles down to the 45. Picked up 3 yards on the play. Cameron Ball, who was cited by the defensive staff as one of those guys that has to play well today for Arkansas.
Mike Elko's team has been built on the lines of scrimmage, and even though Arkansas keeps putting bodies around that line of scrimmage, Texas A&M remains dedicated to the run.
On 2nd and 7, Marcel Reed checks it down out of the backfield. Some hard, determined running by E.J. Smith, who delivered the blow there.
Tell you what, Miguel Mitchell had to break down in case Smith decided, as he took a couple of slower steps, in case E.J. Smith decided to go inside, but Smith accelerated into the hit.
Wow.
Defensive back did a good job to hold on for dear life and wrangle him to the ground.
Approaching 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. First down and 10, Texas A&M. Reed with a clean pocket. All day to throw. That ball was partially tipped, it looked like, at the line of scrimmage by Xavier Sori Jr., number 10 there, resulting in the incompletion. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
It's been really tough for Arkansas all day long to create a pass rush against Marcel Reed, Mark. It's felt like when they have gotten some penetration into the backfield to disturb Reed, he's been able to move up and find space in the pocket and use his legs. But more recently, he just had a ton of time to throw the ball.
Craver in motion. Smith on the ground. Great jump cut. Boy, you talk about lateral quickness there and mobility. I think Cameron Ball's ankles are in E.J. Smith's trophy case right now. Look at this.
I mean, it's coming right at you. E.J. Smith sees that there's a little bit of hole to the backside, and it's not the first, it's the second. The second of the jump cuts that sends the 320-pound Cameron wrecking Ball absolutely flying.
8-yard gain, setting up a 3rd down. A long 2 to go. Reed gets it out quick. Concepcion with a 1st down reception just inside the 25-yard line. Marcel Reed moving this offense down the field with metronomic precision right now, late in the 3rd quarter.
Casey Concepcion went like he was going to block for a bubble screen and then just disengaged from the defender. Jaheim Singletary went inside. Marcel Reed delivered an accurate football. And once again, we're talking about Arkansas's defense needing to come up with a stop inside the 20-yard line.
After the 11-yard gain. It's Smith breaking a couple tackles. Smith Touchdown, Aggies! But there's a flag down on the play. Several of them, in fact.
During the run, holding, offense number 1. The 10-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. After enforcement, it'll repeat first down.
So they're going to take the touchdown off the board. That's Mario Craver.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he needed to. It's down the field. He's on Jordan Young, and he's got him close. And then Jordan Young's trying to disengage and get to the running back, and Craver just doesn't let go. It's an easy call for the referees. I'm not sure he needed to, though.
Yeah.
The way E.J. Smith's running, probably could have broken that tackle. You at least want to give your running back a chance to, so it doesn't get called back.
30 seconds to go in the third quarter. 1st and 5. Ruben Owens in the backfield. Smith back on the bench. Single back set. Owens sprinting into the end zone. Touchdown. So they get it back on the next play. What a third quarter for Texas A&M.
Yeah, and Xavier Sori, who's going to be right here, he's going to actually see the quarterback fake it, and he's going to jump out of the hole that Ruben Owens is going to run into. He's going that way. He's responsible for the quarterback, goes back outside, and it's a wide open lane for Ruben Owens.
Second rushing touchdown of the season for Owens. Makes it an 11-point game. This is a prolific Texas A&M offense. The number 4 ranked team in the country. With 25 seconds to go now in the third quarter.
And this is a defense, an Arkansas defense that has struggled all year long, and you could argue the performance of this defense against Notre Dame is what signaled the end for Sam Pittman, giving up 56 in that game, a lot of that in the first half. And the issues that we've seen all year long have really popped up today. And I think this is an offense that shouldered a lot of the burden, but you're going to need a stop at some point. A&M has now scored on all but one of their drives and scored touchdowns on 5 of their 6 scores, 5 of their 7 total drives.
Wow. That would be efficiency.
I would say so.
So Arkansas will have it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Let's not forget, though, Mark, Arkansas was down 2 scores last week to Tennessee in the 4th quarter. We're able to come back and bring that within 1 score, and we're a defensive stop away from getting the ball back to their offense. This is a team that is not going to quit, or has not shown the willingness to quit this year. They have continued to fight. And they've kind of had this A&M defense's number. Only had 1 punt on the day.
Mike Washington Jr. in the backfield beside Taylon Green. This is his carry. Put his hat down and picked up about 4 yards on the play. And one thing that's good news for Arkansas, Roddy, we talked about it in our meetings a little bit earlier. Ball security has not been an issue.
No, it has not today. They've lost the turnover margin. They've lost the turnover margins in each of the last 4 games. Turnovers have not been a problem.
Green, incomplete near midfield for C.J. Brown. Julio Humphrey in on the coverage. 4th quarter here in Fayetteville. Let's go down to Quint.
You talk about finishing. What's most critical right now in terms of finishing?
Well, this 3rd down is going to be really, really important that we go out here and get a stop and give ourselves a chance.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Well, here we go. Razorbacks with a football from the 29. Green out of the shotgun. Escapes on 3rd and 6. Green completes it to the 45-yard line, first down. Omega Blake.
It's just a tremendous job by Taylon Green of creating time, and a tremendous job by Omega Blake of making himself available to the quarterback, continuing to work, stemming up the field to push the defenders up the field, and then coming back down to Taylon Green to get the first down.
16-yard gain. They keep it on the ground. Washington, good straight arm, and tiptoes down the sidelines to the 43-yard line. He told Will Lee III, better talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand, because the hands ain't home. But Taylon Green, I mean, he gets, Cassius Howell gets a little bit of pressure, but he just creates and gives his receivers time to find some room.
On the slant, complete, still on his feet. It's Blake with another first down for the Hogs.
I'll tell you what, Mark, the open field tackling in this game has left a lot to be desired. It's going to be on the what not to do's on both teams. Both teams have struggled with it. And A&M has been a good tackling team, but not today against these big backs and these physical receivers.
23-yard gain. Washington, the lone back, takes the handoff, trying to get to the edge, and chopped down immediately by Dalton Brooks. Well, there's some good form tackling for you, partner.
Yeah,
just as you were saying, right?
We got one coming from the secondary, but just a little bit ago, I mean, Damian Sanford has an opportunity to tackle Omega Blake, isn't able to do it, and it feels like every time an Arkansas or a Texas A&M ball carrier is able to get to the second level, they break at least one tackle.
C.J. Brown split wide to the bottom of your screen. Green in the pocket, delivers another strike complete down to the 12-yard line. Raylan Sharp this time picks up the first down. And this offense in flow state right now with a 13-yard pickup.
And a lot of it because I think A&M is afraid of Taylon Green's running the football. As we have a player down. The question is, was the player down before the ball was spotted or after?
Number 7 of Texas A&M went down after the ball was ready for play. By rule, timeout is charged to Texas A&M.
There's your answer. Yep, there's the new rule, the point of emphasis this year in collegiate football.
There's a new rule created to prevent teams from feigning injuries to slow down tempo. And Tyreek Chappelle, after the ball is spotted, he ends up going down to the ground. And Bobby Petrino knows it. Throw the flag. And whether the injury is legitimate or not, it's not up to the referee's discretion. If the ball is spotted ready for play and a player goes down injured after, it is an automatic timeout. And if the team has no timeouts, it's a 5-yard penalty for delay of game.
Well, the Chappelle Show will have a temporary delay. He'll come out of the football game.
Well, this is like when he went overseas. He disappeared for a while.
Tyreek Chappelle, the nickelback. There's the new rule. If a player presents as injured after the ball is spotted, team charged a timeout. Either that or a 5-yard penalty if they don't have any remaining. So the ball at the 11. 1st and 10 for the Razorbacks. Backs in the offset eye. It goes to Russell. And Russell is brought down and a flag down as well.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 17. The penalty is added to the end of the run, half the distance to goal, and an automatic first down.
It's on Albert Regis. See the hand on the face mask of the ball carrier. The big defensive tackle has done a nice job the last 2 weeks, just reaching out, trying to make a play, but unfortunately grabs what he can from Braylon Russell, and it happened to be the face mask.
First and goal from the 4. In a season of near misses for the Razorbacks. Still very much in this, still very close. Washington with nowhere to go. That impregnable front for the Aggies making a statement. Albert Regis that time. It'll be 2nd and goal.
He is tough to handle in the run game. He's physical, he's strong. That time he showed the quickness, getting back behind the block of the offensive line and getting in the backfield. You know, Texas A&M feels like, even though they lost 3 NFL draft picks on that defensive line a year ago, they feel like they have 3 from the defensive tackle position alone. Cassius Howell is going to be a draft pick as well, and they're going to need to come up big inside the 5.
Green to pass into the end zone. Touchdown, Jaden Platt. What a throw by Taylon Green.
Progressive pylon cam, you can see the catch. Looks like from that angle, he completes the act when he hits the ground, retains firm control. Let's see. Yep, that looks like firm control, completes the catch through contact with the ground, and now Arkansas is going to go for 2. Right call here.
They got to hurry up. They're not going to get it off in time because the play clock got down to 0.
I think they're going to reset the play clock.
Okay.
They did. Taylon Green actually looked like he was trying to call a timeout, and the referee said, "Nope, we're gonna reset it."
Let's go for Dos. Brought to you by Dos Equis. Washington on the fake, and Jones punches it in. Back to within 1 score, a field goal of Texas A&M. We'll have the football, 1st and 10 from the 25.
Taylon Green has been fired up today, and you mentioned earlier, Mark, he gave this stadium confidence. That's what a great quarterback does for you. You saw the smile, him having fun. Bobby Petrino says that's when he's at his best. What he needs now, what Taylon Green and Bobby Petrino need now, is the defense to take advantage of the energy in this stadium coming from the crowd. Because of the delay, this has turned into an SEC environment at night, and those are just built different.
Concepcion couldn't squeeze it. Was thrown a little bit behind him. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Reed, meanwhile, has put up brilliant numbers today. 20 of 28 passing. Pardon me, 27 passing. 230 yards in all and 3 touchdowns.
And that was a miscommunication by Arkansas on defense. A missed opportunity for A&M because Casey Concepcion would have been a foot race to the end zone between he and the safety. And I've got my money on Concepcion on those.
Three-yard gain by Owens. Efrard with the stop. So it'll be 3rd down coming up for Mike Elko's squad.
Mike Elko's Texas A&M squad, 4 of 8 on 3rd down today. This has not been a great 3rd down offense all year long. What does Chris Wilson, the defensive coordinator for Arkansas, have? Was named defensive coordinator after the firing of Sam Pittman. Travis Williams was let go. What does Chris Wilson bring?
They're 4 of 8 on 3rd down. Reed pulls, complete. Let's see where they mark this. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be just shy of the 1st down, caught by Craver.
If you're A&M, do you dare go for it? I think you're sending the offense on the field to see if you can draw Arkansas offside. They're bringing in a lot of beef.
Boy, nothing says confidence like going for it on 4th down here from your own 34 and a bit. They've converted twice today on 4th down already. E.J. Smith in the backfield. He's got a little company. Smith got hit early, and then on a second surge, enduring, picked up the 1st down. He took contact early. Might have been friendly fire from Riley.
Well, Justice Boone jacks up Michael Riley into the backfield, and it forces E.J. Smith to have to bounce off of that.
Lost his helmet by rule. He must step out
Yeah,
of the game.
Riley got blown up.
Please reset the play clock to 40 seconds. It will start on the ready for play.
I mean, Justice Boone almost put Michael Riley in the stat sheet as a tackle. But the balance of E.J. Smith and the inability for Arkansas to get anybody else around the football, Texas A&M converts. What a call by Mike Elko going for it on 4th down in that situation. And his defense has been on its heels, so I like the call to go for it.
That Razorback defense has spent a lot of time on the field. Reed going through his progression, incomplete for Craver. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Marcel Reed saw a free blitzer steaming through the hole late, but he started to fade a little bit. He actually had more time in the pocket than I think he anticipated. But this is what this Arkansas defense hasn't been able to get in these games where they've lost by 1 score. 3 games they've lost by 1 score. The defensive stop is what they've needed. Offense has also had turnover issues at the end of games.
Reed, one-on-one down the sideline. Is it caught? Roman down there. And they're going to rule it a catch. Kanai Walker there defending, but what a grab by Ashton Bethel-Roman.
Ashton Bethel-Roman, one-on-one. We talked about it earlier. A&M has to test these corners. What a throw by Marcel Reed. Right on the sideline, puts it on the chest plate of the receiver. Looks like he's got firm control, maintains it all the way through. Fantastic catch by Ashton Bethel-Roman.
What big-time throw by Marcel Reed for the number 4 team in the country, trying to remain undefeated. On the jet sweep, getting to the edge, Craver turned it north-south, picked up about 9. Pushed out of bounds by Jordan Young. It'll be 2nd down and short.
Partner Ashton Bethel-Roman had 5 catches on the season coming into this game. He's got 4 catches for 83 yards today. He is a talented receiver that just hasn't had the opportunities as a redshirt freshman, but he has come up big when they've asked him to.
Got NFL lineage. His father, Mark Roman, played with the Bengals in the league.
Yeah, Bethel-Roman, one-on-one again to the top.
Reed keeps it. Trying to get to the corner. Brought down out of bounds at the 19-yard line by Stephen Dix Jr. He's the guy with the communications helmet.
If you're Texas A&M, with the struggles of Randy Bond, I think Mike Elko is telling Colin Klein, hey, you got 2 downs here for this. You want to run it, go ahead, because if you don't get it, we'll send the beef in again and try and run it again.
3rd and 2. Owens makes the catch and gets the 1st down. A versatile running back making the reception out of the backfield.
Well, Ruben Owens is going to come out of the backfield, and it's going to be the linebacker that's responsible for him. Just a long way to go. And because of the slant, Xavier Sori has to go over the top of the route from the outside. Really good play call by Colin Klein, knowing that man coverage is going to make it tough to cover that back by the linebacker.
A 9-play, 3-yard drive so far. They keep it on the ground, and touchdown for Ruben Owens II. That is a soul-sucking touchdown for the opposition. The second rushing touchdown of the day for Reuben Owens. The second. That drive, partner, reminiscent of the one they had late in the game last week against the Gators.
Sitting when they needed it. You get the fourth down conversion. And these long drives have really worn on this Arkansas defense. They look tired at the end.
10 plays, 75 yards, almost 40. Well, it was a great scene here at halftime at Razorback Stadium. They honored number 5, Darren McFadden, one of the best to ever do it here for the Razorbacks. Two-time Doak Walker Award winner. Used to love watching him run the football. He and Felix Jones in that prolific backfield. I used to love the box Chevy, that red box Chevy that used to drive around Fayetteville. Always wanted to take a spin at the wheel.
Me too. First game I ever went to, big time college football game. He was playing against University of Georgia, and he was phenomenal.
Let's take a look at our player spotlight, brought to you by Cintas. Great numbers tonight by both quarterbacks. Actually, Reed, 23 of 31, 281 yards, 4 touchdowns. Both of them with 4 touchdowns. Taylon Green, of course, with rush yardage.
Quarterbacks have come to play, and Taylon Green's going to need to create a couple more memorable moments if he's going to get his team in this one for a win.
To pass. And under pressure, brought down inside the 5 by Deion Hayes, the Pitt and Colorado transfer. Cassius Howell there as well.
It was started by the unrelenting rush of Cassius Howell that chases him one way, and then when he goes the other, Deion Hayes cleans it up. If you could have a hockey assist on a sack, Cassius Howell would have gotten that one because he created it and Deion Hayes finished it.
I like that. Second sack today for their defense. Green taking the snap out of his own end zone right now. Almost got caught with a safety, incomplete. Mike Washington was right there. Who else but Cassius Howell was there with the pressure. He gets double teamed, Roddy, about 75% of the time. And when he gets his one-on-ones, he's usually very successful with those opportunities.
These are the types of situations where those one-on-ones come a lot, because you got to get people out in the route. You got to give Taylon Green some options to be able to throw the football. But Cassius Howell doesn't look like there's anyone there to help the tackle.
Green out of the end zone. Incomplete for Washington, who dropped it. And it's a quick 3 and out for the Razorbacks, with the clock their enemy.
And Cassius Howell tries to do a spin move inside. The guard was there to help on the inside, but as Taylon Green starts to scramble, he gets his hands up. And had he not taken the sack, this is a situation down double digits late in the game where you'd go for it in this situation if it was like 4th and even 10, but because of the big sack and getting nothing else on the next 2 plays, 4th and 30, you can't go for it.
Devin Bale punting from the back of his own end zone, a high spiral to Concepcion, who has a punt return for a touchdown this year. Won't try it this time. Fair catch. They're going to spot it at the 43, 1st and 10 from there. Aggies on the cusp of remaining undefeated with 11 undefeated teams. Several have lost already as we whittle it down to single digits. Texas A&M at 6-0 coming into this one tonight. And sitting good right now with the football, leading by 10 points. 5:50 to go. Marcel Reed showing great sovereignty and dominion over this offense. Taking off. Great discernment. Marcel accelerating. Touchdown Aggies. But there's a flag down back at the 43.
Holding offense number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
And an exhale from Bobby Petrino. That one's going to come back. 57 yards in all. I'll take it off the board.
And let me tell you, it's going to be the left guard that gets the holding call. Ian Jeffrard has no shot at making this play. I mean, that holding was completely unnecessary. You don't know that as an offensive lineman. You just got your hands there and disengaged. But when you watch that back, the 380-pound defensive tackle ain't catching Marcel Reed. He had no shot.
A win tonight. Mike Elko's school will improve to 7-0 for the first time since '94. Think about all the great teams, but they are playing the long game in College Station. They remember some of the recent fades late in the season. Their motto this year is finish, and they finished the play defensively that time. Caleb Wooden with the tackle on Reuben Owens II. Under 5.5 minutes to go.
One of the things that makes A&M so dangerous at the end of games, that offensive line really good at running the football, but Mike Elko and Colin Klein being on the same page about milking the clock. I mean, last week they got the ball with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they milked just about the entire fourth quarter, it felt like, in scoring a touchdown. It's going to be a tall task here with 2nd and 20.
They've got to get to the Arkansas 47 on the jet sweep. That's Craver. And he's brought down after a gain of about 2. Clock running. Colin Klein, the former quarterback at Kansas State, played for the legendary Bill Snyder.
Does such a great job with Texas A&M's run game and how dangerous it makes them behind that really talented offensive line. That allows Marcel Reed to be able to find receivers both short and deep. But on this 3rd and long, the thing that you're telling your quarterback, if you do indeed throw the ball, is just take care of the football and end this with a kick of some sort.
E.J. Smith in the backfield on 3rd and 18. And the Aggies are going to burn one of their remaining timeouts.
Timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds in length.
They've got one left after this. We're going to stay right here. Boy, Marcel Reed has really grown and matured as a quarterback. We've seen it just in the last couple of weeks alone, Roddy. He looked very poised to begin the game against Florida last week and has built on last week's success with sparkling numbers here tonight.
And I think throwing the football, the thing that he's avoided in this game that's plagued him in some others is the long stretches of incompletions, of being off. Hasn't really had that this game. 23 of 31. I think his ability to rush when he needed to and maneuver in the pocket has been on full display.
Is it a good thing if at some point he outgrows the moniker of being a rhythm shooter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You'd rather be a guy who it doesn't matter if it's going well or not. You can make the easy completions. I don't know what the basketball analogy of that would be. Probably Steph Curry. It doesn't matter. He's in rhythm or not. It's dangerous.
That's what Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator, called his quarterback Marcel Reed, a rhythm shooter. He's been in rhythm most of the day. Looking to throw again here off the play fake. Incomplete at the 42-yard line. Throw a little bit high for Craver. Let's go down to Quint.
Yeah, one thing about Reed tonight that stands out for me is the way he's been marrying his footwork in the pocket and dialing things up. You know, he's the type of player, he's an instinctual player. He plays the game as he sees it. And tonight, as this injury, Mario Craver, I believe, is down on the field. Reed has really dialed up his footwork in the pocket. It's enabled him to scramble and be super dangerous.
A lot of that cue has to do with the fact that Arkansas hasn't been able to affect him with a pass rush. This play, the ball high and inside for Mario Craver, and then hits the ground hard.
He's coming from a long way up.
Yeah, Kenai Walker was able to get that arm in there and make sure that the landing wasn't a soft one. And one of the most dangerous receivers in the country, leading rusher in the SEC. Excuse me, leading receiver in the SEC. It's been tremendous after the catch.
Transfer from Mississippi State. He and Concepcion both were in the portal a year ago. There's the two of them who keep each other accountable, in the words of Concepcion. Makes for some great workouts and productivity on the field. Second punt of the evening. That's right, just the second for Tyler White coming up. Cam Shanks back deep there for the Razorbacks.
This is looking eerily similar to the Tennessee game where Arkansas got the ball back down 10 with 4 minutes 51 seconds left. They have a little under 4 minutes when they get the ball back now.
Shanks from the 15 on the return. There's a flag down behind the play at the 15-yard line. A 50-yard punt, 12 on the return.
I think the reason Shanks was able to make a move was blocking the back.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 21. The penalty's half the distance from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down, Arkansas.
A little bit further to go with 3:51.
Arkansas can't get out of their own way, but a week ago, Arkansas gets the ball 4 minutes 51 seconds on the clock, down 10. They were able to drive down in 1:56 and get a touchdown, and then they just needed to stop to get the ball back to the offense. Weren't able to do it in that scenario. Eerily similar.
Yeah.
Remember, partner, on that last drive, they could not contain Cassius Howell, who was able to force a sack at first that was completed by Deion Hayes, and then eventually a 3-and-out.
Playing like Cassius Clay right now.
Oh, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Rumble, young man rumble. Little pressure, they get it out in time to Washington. And they beat the pressure coming out to the 13-yard line. Mike Washington with the catch and run, brought down by Ryland Kennedy. The clock their enemy right now. Arkansas with a full complement of 3 timeouts.
Yeah, Arkansas is going to have to hurry. Even if you go out of bounds until the clock is under 2 minutes, it doesn't stop.
Green into a tight window, incomplete at the 25. Batted away by Will Lee III, intended for Blake. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Razorbacks.
It's 3rd and 4. A&M has to keep Talon Green in the pocket, but Arkansas has to find number 9, Cassius Howell, to the bottom of your screen. How do you contain the rush of number 9?
Washington nowhere to go. Surrounded like Pharaoh's army. Deion Hayes, one of the first guys to get there, sets up a 4th down.
These defensive ends have gone straight for the mesh point on these zone reads and tried to blow it up. And this is the ball game for Arkansas.
Yep.
You got to convert on this to have any shot. Question is, what do you go with? Deion Hayes has been able to get in the backfield. Cassius Howell has been able to get in the backfield.
They need a big miracle, or at least a big play here. Blitz coming, Green trying to escape. Turns the corner, bends that corner, high stepping, still on his feet, Talon Green at midfield. They get half of the miracle all the way down to the 37 with 2:25 to go and 3 timeouts. A 54-yard gallop.
There's one player in the country that can make this play, and it's Talon Green. And with 2 good legs, I think he takes this to the house. But you can see that knee kind of giving out on him as he's a little gimpy. Will Arkansas get a playoff before the 2-minute timeout? They will.
Green looking to pass. Can't take a sack, but does back at the 47. And that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Marco Jones making the sack along with TJ Searcy. 1:55 to go. Talon Green with one last gasp effort perhaps remaining. We'll find out. The story of the day, the 2-hour weather delay because of severe storms. A&M scoring on 7 of 9 drives today. And then Arkansas, Talon Green with big-time numbers offensively.
He's taking a couple of sacks, ill-advised though, late in this game.
On 2nd and 17. Underneath, complete to Jones. Jones close to the 1st down. Stops the clock with 1:47 to go.
Like every time Rohan Jones catches the football, it's a big play. Came into this game averaging 32.7 yards a reception. He is quite the receiving threat from that tight end position.
This is one of Coach Petrino's favorites. 18-yard pickup on the first down. From the 28. Blitz off the edge, and Green sacked all the way back at the 46-yard line by Dalton Brooks.
I don't know that Taylon Green saw the blitz off the edge. We've seen him spin to his left over and over and over. And this time, Jay Bateman says, all right, we'll bring the nickel. We'll figure out a way to get the safety down near the line of scrimmage. So when you spin that way, we've got a little more athleticism to bring you down. Another ill-advised sack taken by Taylon Green, and a lot of time taken off the clock between plays.
All the way back to the 46. And they're going to blow this dead. A flag on the field.
Arkansas is it's gonna be a false start on Arkansas. They're gonna have to take a timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff.
Great point there, Roddy.
False start, offense number 51. The clock was running at the time of the foul. Texas A&M has elected to enforce the 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute exactly. The clock will start when they're ready for play.
Arkansas is going to have to hurry to the line of scrimmage and snap this quick. If you're Bobby Petrino, I don't know why you don't take the timeout unless you're going to start heaving it towards the end zone or get close to kick a field goal and then use your timeouts on defense.
Definitely can't take another sack. Aggies have 4 today. Green launches, complete in the middle of the field. Blake still on his feet. Blake shaking and moving down inside the 15. 1st and 10. A 36-yard gain. Omega Blake.
As the clock started on that ready for play. I mean, that ball was snapped with 1 minute now left. Now you have 38 seconds, and you need 2 scores.
Green into the end zone. Overshoots his receiver, Cam Shanks. Closely covered by Tyreek Chappelle. So clock stops with 26 seconds to go. 2nd and 10 coming up. Arkansas with a full complement of 3 timeouts.
This is one of those situations you need a field goal and a touchdown. Do you think about just kicking the field goal at some point and then go for the onside kick and use those timeouts to stop Texas A&M? And you're kind of in a situation where it's tough either way.
Green getting blitzed. This time he escapes. Throws it into the end zone, incomplete. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
And the way Taylon Green has been scrambling, you may only have 2 more plays in this game. 7-second plays, 9-second plays.
Using a lot of clock.
And no timeouts have you used.
3rd and 10, 18 seconds to play. Complete inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Caught by C.J. Brown.
Arkansas called their first charge timeout.
And Arkansas going to use one of their 3 timeouts. Like you said, Rodney, they need 2 scores. With 13 seconds to go. So you have to get in on the next play. Is my math bad or what?
No, I mean, look, you've got 13 seconds left. You need a touchdown here. You need to recover the onside kick, and then you've got to heave to the end zone. That's all you've got time left for in the game. And you know, reasonable minds can differ, but I think if you're Bobby Petrino, after that false start, you call the timeout there. You got 1:10 left there, and you got time to get up to the line of scrimmage. And then after the next play, which took a large chunk of time, still have, you know, somewhere in that 50-second range where they had 38. Now, every second so precious, but here they are. It's going to take a miracle for Arkansas.
You hit on it. Green scrambling is great for the team, but it eats up a lot of clock, especially in this scenario. Gets rid of it quick. Touchdown to C.J. Brown. They only used up a few seconds on the clock. 10 seconds to go. They're going to go for one. C.J. Brown with a 4-yard touchdown catch. That is his third of the season.
We'll see how it impacts the game. Arkansas is going to have a chance with an onside kick to recover it, but either way, very important touchdown to some.
Starzik with the extra point. Knocks it through, and it's a 3-point game. 10 seconds to go. Arkansas, no doubt, will attempt the onside kick.
Aggressive pylon cam, you see a nicely designed play. C.J. Brown goes straight towards that pylon. Talon Green on the rollout delivers it, and now it's going to be up to the hands team of Texas A&M to put this thing away.
Once again, Roddy, Arkansas scores 42 points, and it kind of underscores the theme of their season right now. They've been very close, 11 points from being 5-1.
And if they're not able to get this done, they'll rue the opportunities that they've missed, particularly defensively, to get off the field. I mean, think back to that 4th down play where you've got E.J. Smith going backwards in the backfield. You're not able to bring him down. They pick up the 1st down. You can't worry about that. I'll worry about recovering the onside kick.
Charlie Vondermedden, number 46 there, will be the one to attempt the onside kick. And now Texas A&M will flip their hands team.
It's a good timeout for Mike Elko. Arkansas went and set up on one hash and then flipped to the other side, and the entire Texas A&M hands team flipped sides, and they were kind of scrambling. So Mike Elko takes the timeout to calm everybody down. Honestly, if you're Arkansas, you might try that again. You had everybody running around different directions.
Flip it one more time?
I mean, why not? see what you can do as the rain starts to come down.
Oh, no.
Here at Razorback Stadium.
Oh, no. There's no lightning in the forecast. I was listening to
my goodness.
Quint a little bit earlier.
Don't even say that.
We had a 2-hour-plus rain delay because of lightning. So here we go. Looking for the good bounce, but the hands team doing what the hands team should do. Terry Bussey recovering the onside kick for the Aggies with 9 seconds to go. There's a flag on the far side of the field.
Offside, kicking team number 15. The 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st down, Texas A&M.
Yeah, that'll do it. You always look to get that high carom on that 2nd or 3rd hit, right?
You got to get it past the first line first and foremost, and that's what Arkansas wasn't able to do there. And for Texas A&M, certainly was not a pretty performance defensively. Offensively, you're going to feel great, but you now have a Texas A&M team that's won a 41-40 game. They've won a 16-10 game, and now won a 45-42 game, showing they can win in a lot of different ways. And on a weekend where we saw 5 undefeated teams lose, winning is the most important thing.
7-0 for the first time since 1994. Mike Elko, the head coach, he's not going to celebrate anytime soon. He is focused solely on the long game, in his own words. The adage this year and the credo for the Aggies is finish. Talon Green put up some numbers today, put some money on tape. Was shaken up in the 2nd quarter. Had a leg injury, but returned to the game and ended up 19 of 32 passing. Reed passing was 23 of 32.
and it was a really balanced performance for A&M offensively. 280 yards through the air, 217 yards on the ground. I'd say the same for Arkansas, but ultimately A&M did enough to win.
Let's go to Q.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the toughest part of that test?
All of it. All of it. Obviously, he's a heck of a player. We picked a really bad night to play bad on defense, but our offense continued to answer the call, and Marcel Reed kind of matched them play for play, and we were able to get enough points to get the win.
What did you like the best about Marcel's performance tonight?
Just how poised he was. I thought he went through his progressions well. I thought he made plays with his feet, with his arm. I thought we did the things we needed to do to win on offense for sure.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.